early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight past gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we walked were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular amongst birds singing out, yeah, through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome to Inside the Gamecocks, the morning show, presented by the West Law Firm and Resto Pros of the Midlands, part of the Chief Sports Network, and proud partners of On3, Go Gamecocks.
He'll be fine on the mountain.
Consecutive home runs for Carolina.
It is good. It's gone.
He's in. Touchdown. Williams with a throw to the plate.
He's going to score. It's a walk-off.
Touchdown, South Carolina.
All right, greetings and good morning. Welcome aboard and welcome home. Inside the Gamecocks, the morning show presented by our friends at Resto Pros, who are there when you need them. Resto Pros of the Midlands, RestoProsMidlandsSC.com. Also, of course, our buddies at the West Law Firm. You can visit WestLawFirmSC.com. Over 8 decades worth of helping residents and folks here in South Carolina. West Law Firm SC.com. JC is not on the air today. He is actually working, but he is not on the air today. But Matt Smith will be here. Rob might even pop in today. There's a bunch of stuff. We've got actually some fun things to get through, Phil. Phil obviously is here, or else we wouldn't be on. But I do have a dedicated morning show scramble to South Carolina football. Okay. And I did put up a column yesterday that I thought would be really, really unique to discuss. We have hit on a couple of the things before, but they're facts that are kind of startling about every SEC program. And I thought, well, if we're going to write about it, this will be a good platform to talk about it as well. So why not? So that's kind of the deal today. And I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and open the chat box as well?
Oh,
because we'll only be here for 2 hours today, so we'll do some Q&A, and anybody that might have some questions, maybe we've got some answers to it, and we'll roll right along. It is Thursday, It is July the 30th. We are down to the last couple of days here before we turn the calendar to practice month for South Carolina football. And it is time for a Gamecock report, and that is presented by our friends at Gamecock Traditions.
What's going on in Gamecock country? It's the Gamecock Report presented by Gamecock Traditions on the morning show. Visit GamecockTraditions.com or in Lexington and get your gear and apparel today.
Okay. Here we go. It is time to tee off. Well, not quite time to tee off, but in an hour and 57 minutes, they'll tee off at the 6th. Yeah, 6th. Well, I guess that's what my email says. Yeah. Birdies for Beamer Golf Tournament in Columbia. Obviously, I couldn't make it up there for that. So best of luck to everybody. Actually, I was texting with somebody this morning who's playing and said, I hate that I can't be there to shave the trees and have a couple of cold ones in the sand with you, but hit them straight if you can. It will be another fun day. The whole staff doesn't play. There used to be a lot of staff members that played in this thing.
Yeah,
there's not anymore.
Yeah, I saw the groups. I didn't. So Beamer doesn't even play. Or does he? I didn't see his name on there.
Shane's not playing. Shane's not playing. So I think I know Clayton White's playing.
Yeah, Clayton and Kendall are both playing.
Yeah, Kendall's playing. Kendall's playing with let's see here. Where's Kendall?
Oh yeah, he's playing with the
Backstreet Scroll guy.
Group. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Backstreet Boys.
Blackjack is playing with Alex Jones. Friday. Oh, that's a good group.
Yeah, that actually looked like a pretty fun group.
That's a fun group.
Baseball group there. Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan Eskew's in it, and Noah Wise. Noah Wise is the best equipment guy in the land.
I mean, something tells me the group teeing off on the first tee is going to end up winning this thing.
That's predetermined. Yeah, you're not beating.
Wait, is it one of those you let Sterling? You don't let Sterling win. I mean,
no, he's going to win.
He's that good, right? Yeah.
Harold Green's in that group too.
Yeah.
Oh, Stan Drayton's playing. Okay, Stan's playing. He tees off on hole 3 today. Peter Burns is in town. We need to get him back on. Burns is playing with Rob Bradley. Well, that'll be fun. Ben's golf coach. A couple other guys. All right, there you go. Congratulations to Michael DeBates. If you don't know Michael DeBates, he has been the SID for men's hoops, and we found out a few weeks ago that was I don't know. Yeah, it was about probably about 3 weeks ago that we were told that he was going to slide into Steve Fink's spot, but shh, don't tell anybody. I don't know why that was a secret, so we kept it a secret. But it's official now. So he's the new SID for South Carolina football. DeBates is a good dude. He's a good dude, and he does a lot of good work. And so we'll work with him, and we'll get Shane Beamer on here pretty soon as well. We've mentioned some men's basketball scheduling stuff in the last couple of days, so we figured we would remind, refresh, or inform you about some women's stuff. Dawn Staley could have the best roster, probably does have the best overall roster in women's college basketball, and it will be challenged this year. They got Maryland and Paris, France. Did you know that?
Maryland and Paris.
November 2nd.
Wow. I didn't realize it was in Paris. Like they're going I forgot that. Yeah, because I know they did the Notre Dame in Paris, 2 years ago? 2 seasons ago, right? Yeah. And then I did catch when they were going back. I didn't realize it was against the Terrapins. So
yeah.
Oh, that makes sense then for the men to also play.
Yeah.
Maryland. So there you go. Not necessarily in Paris. Baltimore is a far cry from Paris. So distance-wise.
Yeah, Baltimore's that ain't. I went there and watched Smoke play one time. It's really cool right around the ballpark. Camden Yards is awesome. Matter of fact, I was in probably because we had like field passes to go down for BP, and Justin had told us, be at this gate at this time or whatever. So I was like, all right, well, we drove there from Carrie's mom's house in Delaware. It's really not that far. It's not even 2 hours. And we got there super early to hang out at if you've ever been to Baltimore, behind the left field wall and kind of behind the center field wall, it's a row of really unique bars. It's pretty cool. So I was like, well, let's just go experience the whole thing. So we were out there probably, I don't know, like 4 or 5 hours before first pitch. And I am in this bar and somebody yells my name. Of course, my wife says, how? I don't understand. Do we go everywhere in the world and somebody knows you? Like somebody knew me in the Denver airport one time. That was strange.
Yeah.
And I turned around and it was one of my high school baseball teammates. And he lives in Ohio now. He ended up having to move there for work. And I hadn't seen him since we graduated. And yet I see him at Camden Yards, which was bizarre. So anyways, but outside of Camden Yards, yeah, Baltimore right around the harbor was cool. The rest of it, nah, not for me. Not at all. November 15th, Southern Cal and South Carolina, or Southern Cal and USC. They will play in Greenville, South Carolina. Let's see what else we have here. We've got November the 24th. They've got UConn at the Mohegan Sun Arena. How about that? That's another neutral site. That's 3 of them. Carolina's also got Duke in Durham on December the 3rd as part of the ACC SEC Challenge. They will play North Carolina in the Ally Tip-Off. That date, that's in Charlotte. We don't have a date for that yet, and they also are returning to the Players Era Championships this year. So, I mean, Maryland, Southern Cal, UConn, Duke, North Carolina, and then who's ever in the Players Eras. Those are the challenges of the non-conference slate this year. Unless Dawn decides to add another one, which knowing her, she might. We'll see.
Yeah.
Little update, not much of an update, but we haven't mentioned it in a while, so I figured I'd mention it. The current recruiting ranking for Carolina football is 25th nationally. They've got an average player rating of 88.88, which is 18th in the country. That 25th national ranking makes South Carolina the 11th highest ranked SEC team currently in the recruiting rankings, with that blue chip ratio close to 50%. So we do expect that to improve, especially if the Gamecocks win. They feel good about a couple of prospects towards the end of this cycle later on in the fall. But we're going to talk to Darren Usher soon. We'll get an update from him on all this stuff. Darren is the director of recruiting for South Carolina. Chris Clark, our buddy with Gamecock Central, who starts his weekly appearance next week here on our show, reports that men's soccer has a scrimmage next Saturday versus NC State. So if you're a soccer fan, maybe you're still all in the feels from the World Cup, and you'd like to get out there and watch them kick it around, you can do it next Saturday, August the 8th. Go to GamecocksOnline.com for more information on that. They've also beefed up the non-conference slate for the men's soccer team: North Florida, High Point, Charlotte, and Furman. Now, that might not sound like a big deal if you're thinking about football, baseball, or basketball, but it is in soccer. All 4 of those teams won their league last year. Tough. And Tony Annan's group, he's got about half of his roster is brand new, so they're gonna have some challenges there. And then Kevin Schnall, another one who probably somewhere the week of August 10th will be joining us. He did speak with Phil Kornblut last night and mentioned that there will be 4 fall scrimmages. All will be on Friday nights. High Point, Winthrop, the College of Charleston, and Duke. They will take on those 4 teams in the fall. Towson will open the season next year at Founders Park. And also next year, the Gamecocks will hit the road, and they will travel to Conway to play Coastal Carolina. Little nuggets there from Coach Schnall. So looking forward to getting him in and letting him introduce himself to all of you officially. It's kind of the way it is for Carolina baseball. You hadn't made it till you've made it here.
Yeah, I mean,
you know.
I have to find out what kind of music he listens to.
I think I know.
Oh,
I've heard a little bit about the playlist.
is he a New Edition fan?
No.
I already have that in here. That's why I asked.
No, but Coach King, he's got a lot of Palmetto State flavor on that staff up there, man. He just hired John Hendry.
Oh, all right.
Okay, Will McGillis is on his staff at Creighton. Obviously, played at South Carolina, played for King. Man, if Will didn't get hurt, he was so valuable to that 24.
Yeah, that injury was a big one that year.
Yeah, Will's a good dude and he was a great player. Mike Current is up there with him as well. And then I just found out this past weekend, if you remember Gene Sapikoff, who is a award-winning writer for the Post and Courier, he retired, but his son Jeffrey is the strength coach for Kingston at Creighton.
Nice.
I know. That was really cool. I coached Jeffrey. He's a great kid and always enjoyed being around him, so that's pretty neat.
You can take the coach out of South Carolina, but you can't take the South Carolina out of the coach.
Yeah. Nah.
Something about this place.
Nah. That's it. That's the Gamecock Report. Gamecock Traditions, the Nike Superstore for you. Here in South Carolina, you can order and have it shipped to your home, GamecockTraditions.com, GamecockTraditions.com, or go see them. They are just fully loaded with Nike stuff, and there's even more that is coming here before the kickoff of the 2026 South Carolina football season. So make sure you shop at Gamecock Traditions Football. They got plenty of baseball stuff and softball stuff. They got basketball stuff out. I think Quantrell asked yesterday or the day before about South Carolina baseball jerseys. Those aren't out yet, but they're coming. They'll be there soon. So make sure you keep checking in on GamecockTraditions.com. All right, it is 10:15. We do need to step aside. We'll do that, and we'll come back. We've got a scramble to get to here in just a little while, and facts about every SEC team as well. Matt Smith will join us. We might get Rob in here today. We'll see what he's got going on as well. But we're glad you're here, that's for sure. The morning show brought to you by Resto Pros and the West Law Firm. We'll be right back.
Join thebigspur.com and Gamecock Central today for the best Gamecock coverage in South Carolina. Proud partners of On3.
Whether it's fireside or poolside, if it's time to watch the Gamecocks, Palm Casual will make your outdoor space the best it can be. Visit palmcasual.com and come see us at one of our South Carolina locations. Go Gamecocks!
Andy, why are you burning all that money?
Because if you're buying a Honda or Toyota, that's exactly what you're doing. Look at the new Kia K4. It's $2,000 less than the Civic, and Honda only has a 5-year warranty. JT's Kia has a 1,000,000-mile warranty.
Don't forget JT's Advantage package. Oil changes, roadside assistance, and so much more. Why burn money?
840 North Anderson Road, where we're serious about saving you money.
JT's Kia Rock Hill.
Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event.
Shopping at Gamecock Traditions is easy. Just pick up your phone. Type in GamecockTraditions.com. Select your items and purchase. They will ship it to your doorstep. GamecockTraditions.com.
The Aventon Adventure 2 takes the same basic design as the original Aventon Adventure, making it an adventure bike designed to take you places that typical roads just don't reach, allowing you to ride whatever terrain you want based on your whims of the day. Look at what you're getting. Hydraulic disc brakes, torque sensor for responsive pedal assist, great LED lighting, suspension, a beautifully welded frame with excellent build quality, included rear rack, included fenders. The list just keeps going on.
Visit electricbikescharleston.com for more.
Sell your quality sports and fitness equipment to Play It Again Sports and get paid. Recycling your in-demand sports gear keeps it available in your community. Sell, buy, trade, and win with Play It Again Sports.
If you need a new fence, railings, even new columns, there is only one call in South Carolina. Gamecock great, Ryan Brewer. Over 15 years in the industry. Visit ryanbrewer.net today.
Watch JC and Morgan every week on the Chief Sports Network. Now back to ITG.
This is Inside the Gamecocks,
part of the Chief Sports Network. It's time for Carolina football, presented by Palm Casual Outdoor Patio Furniture.
When I wake to find the solace of all we've become, I can't wait to make the promises that I believe of. Take me down, let me see how I'll be there in the morning when times have changed. I'll be there through the lies and all. I'll be standing like your soldiers and you through the days when I need to be alone. I will wait for you through the rise and fall. I'll be there in the morning when times have changed. I will wait for you through the rise and fall.
10:20. Welcome back. The morning show, Carolina football coverage brought to you by Palm Casual, palmcasual.com. Matt Smith will be in at 11, Phil. Moving forward, it'll be back to his 10 o'clock spot, but 11 is when he will join us today. So, anyways, all right. So I was going through all kinds of stuff. You know where this started is.
You know what? Look who's here, though.
Who?
We've got Rob.
Oh, hey, Rob.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
What's up, man?
Expect one side of four-quarter Friday and get the other. I like it. You never know when these.
You never know.
That's all right. We're all a team around here.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, I'm actually glad you're on because I was right before the program here. I was sitting there reading a bunch of stuff on fourquarterfriday.com, the under the radar quarterbacks in South Carolina. As a matter of fact, that was a good call.
Yeah, we had a mention yesterday about Central Pageland. I told you guys to watch out for that.
I saw that.
Yeah. I saw you had the Dantzler kid on there from James Island.
I don't know who gave me that intel.
Well, I don't know. But what about the kid, the big lefty from Hanahan?
He was on the other list. He wasn't on the under the radar list. He was on the main list.
Okay. Yeah, he left-handed kid.
Trip Gallus.
Have you seen this kid? He's 6'5", 220 pounds.
Yeah, I know the OC at Hanahan a little bit too, and yeah, I think that one's going to go. That's why he was on the. He might be under the radar for some fans. There's a fine line, Jamie, to be honest with you, between these lists.
I know.
And especially across the state of South Carolina, like there could be a guy that is a known commodity. Like we've got a Fountain Inn piece coming out sometime in the next couple of days, and their quarterback Sam Holliday, it was an all-state player last year, accounted for I think 40 plus touchdowns. I don't have it right in front of me, but you know how many people know who the Fountain Inn quarterback is, or that he's an FCS level player, and he was all-state in 4A last year. I don't, not many, but he's a really talented quarterback. So when you look across the state, there's a couple of names that I think continually come up, and then there are some names that like somebody called me about. The Central Pageland kid is one of those where you definitely end up on the under the radar because people don't know, but if I have trusted sources telling me he's got some ability, you better watch out.
I know. I watched that Fountain Inn quarterback. He actually was pretty good last year. Even then, I'm sure another year of development will be.
He'll be a four-year starter. It's a newer school. They only had football for 5 years, so a lot of their kids are. They have a big senior class, whatnot. Bruin, I see you over there. I got Bambi Davis in that piece too, so don't worry about it. You go over there and subscribe and check it out. We got plenty of South Florence flavor for you.
Yeah. South. Speaking of James Island, how about this? I got a text this morning. This is their slate to start the season. They play Oceanside and South Florence at home. Then they go to Gray Collegiate, and then they host Somerville.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Actually, as we speak, Jamie, I think I have
I mean, James Allen's pretty good, but that's tough.
Yeah, I think I have 13 schedule questions that I have to answer before I'll have a spreadsheet with all the schedules broken down for us, so we'll be able to pick through everybody's stuff. But that James Allen slate to start off it's
tough,
brutal.
That's
brutal. We've talked about Dorman's schedule a little bit. Dorman's schedule is pretty brutal to start off because you're going to have to play Burns, and that's not a region game anymore. So
yeah,
it gets a little dicey.
Yeah,
up there, but
we have not next week. It'll be the week after is when we get our weekly appearances started back with my man Perry Orth. I wonder how many of these guys he's worked with in QB1. Him and Steven. We need to ask them because I bet they probably have some intel. So I put up a column yesterday on the Big Spur. One startling stat for every SEC football program entering the 2026 season. And what got me going on that was Mike Morgan's note that Georgia hadn't had a wide receiver over 1,000 yards since Terrence Edwards. And that was in 2002. So you're talking about 24 years. Well, once I did the research, I was like, well, now wait a second here. That's the only 1,000-yard receiver ever at Georgia. Ever. They've never had another one. And he only got it by 4 yards, 1,004 yards, which, I mean, he did get it. So they've, and look, Georgia's had great, this isn't like, you know what I mean? You're not saying it in a way where you're like, oh man, I thought their receivers were better. They've had elite wide receivers. Let's be honest. They're really, really, really good. That's a great history. But I couldn't believe they've only had one. They've only had one who went over the 1,000-yard mark. I mean, Sidney Rice went over it twice after 2002 for South Carolina. So that's what got me going on this. So I was looking at that. So I threw that in there. Put the Gators note in there that they had 8 players have 1,000-yard seasons under Steve Spurrier. And then Taylor Jacobs went over in 2002, Ron Zook's first year. They don't have one since either. But some of this other stuff that I was looking at, like I couldn't believe, we were talking to Brett Ciancia yesterday. Missouri hasn't beaten a team in the league with a winning conference record.
I heard that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I know that Eli has done a really nice job up there. And look, let's be honest. I mean, if you cover South Carolina or you pull for South Carolina or whatever it is, I mean, we can laugh at that all we want to. Missouri has had the upper hand in this series. I mean, they've totally flipped it around other than when Rocket, stuck it to them at the end of the game in 2024. Besides that, Mizzou has really, for the last 6 or 7 years controlled this thing.
Yep.
And those things. But how about this, man? Like, this will surprise you. How about this? LSU, since 2021, is 7-17 versus ranked opponents. Not top 10 now. I'm talking about just ranked opponents. They are only 7-17 in the last 5 years. LSU.
How long ago is that Joe Burrow season at this point?
Yeah,
like,
right.
How distant is it in people's memories? Because
it feels like yesterday.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It feels like yesterday, and you read a stat like that, and you go, "Oh my gosh, we're going to blink, and it's going to be a decade."
Yeah,
since that offense was on the field in purple and gold.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's I think a lot of misconceptions, JB, when we look across the SEC about who each one of these programs really is.
Yeah,
because it's so easy to lose sight, especially with 16 teams, and we have all this this national conversation about NIL and the transfer portal and the college football playoff structure. And so like everybody kind of gets caught up into those things, and you're looking at your team and you're looking at your team's opponents, and it's really easy to lose track of somebody. Like if you've mentioned it before too. Like you don't play a team for 10 years, maybe. You definitely might not go to their place for 10 years. And so it's easy for those teams to kind of fall out of sight, out of mind for each individual fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of, really lose sight of who this program is in 2026, because a lot of people, I promise you, if you mention LSU, they're going to think Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Coach O, who my intel says is in fact making a huge impact on recruiting in a very positive way and working really hard. He's not just there eating average jambalaya and picking up co-eds. There is a lot of other things going on. There's actual football and recruiting happening. But, I think that people's minds just kind of fall back to the last checkpoint or the last major data point on a program's resume. What is that for South Carolina? When people think about South Carolina, what's the last major data point? Is it they weren't good the past couple of years? Is it, well, man, we haven't seen them good since Connor Shaw was there? Or is it somewhere in the middle? Do the Muschamp years get lost on people that are not South Carolina fans? I don't really know. It's interesting to think about, though, when I think about other programs and how they're viewed from this side of the lens. Then I think about how other programs are viewing what's happening in Columbia.
Well, I mean, I think the Muschamp era is kind of skipped over.
I do too.
To be honest, I mean, it's well, I mean, this happens often. I mean, look, it's like, okay, when Spurrier walked away from Florida, it's like, oh yeah, Ron Zook was there too, and then who was after that? You know what I mean? Like the conversation just continues along. I mean, it happened to Coach Muschamp. I mean, look, when you lose, people do skip over it, although there is some good in there. I mean, 2017 wasn't a bad year for South Carolina, if we all remember. Muschamp did have one really nice year down at Florida. It might have not been as pretty as you'd like it to be, but wins are wins are wins. When you lose, you like wins no matter what they look like. I mean, the LSU thing, like if you think about the Brian Kelly era, and we might be kind of there for those guys, like in 10 years, that might be the same. This might be the same conversation. Oh yeah, Brian Kelly. Yeah, he was at LSU. That's the reason why he's not at LSU anymore, because of the stat I just gave you.
Yep.
I mean, they honestly couldn't really beat anybody on a consistent basis. And that's why he was hired. He was hired from Notre Dame to go win a national championship at LSU.
Yeah.
And they got further away from it.
Insane to think about the hoopla that was that hire.
Yeah.
For it to just fall so flat. And
well,
you're looking like a decade in the future. And to your point, like,
it started flat. Fair. I mean, the two things. Okay, what do you remember about the Brian Kelly era? What's top of mind? It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be really.
The accents.
Bingo.
It's all fake.
And what about this?
The
dance move. Things you remember.
You can see him standing on that slow turntable with
That's it.
It was the weirdest thing ever.
With Will Howard specifically is the one I remember.
Yeah, like that in the accent. It was bizarre. And you're like, it makes it even more bizarre that he's going to be on national TV, and you're like, are they going to do?
You know what's crazy?
They're going to do mic checks
about that. We did not mention Jaden Daniels, who won the Heisman.
Right. Exactly.
Exactly.
And he ran for over 1,000 yards too as a quarterback, almost 1,200 yards. Mm-hmm. All right, how about this stat for you? And I think that this streak has got to be broken this year. Mississippi State has not beaten a SEC opponent at home since 2022.
Wow.
23, 24, 25. That's an 0-12 record in the last 3 years.
I need to see the record. I need to see the schedule.
Yeah, I'll tell you the schedule. They've got Missouri coming to town. They got Alabama coming to town. They got Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, and Auburn. They're going to beat somebody.
They're going to beat Vanderbilt for sure. I'd put money on it right now.
I mean, I wouldn't. I don't.
They could beat Auburn. They could beat Auburn too. We don't know. We don't know what Missouri is. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not
Simmons and Drink, and I've stood on the table for that a little bit, so I can't back off a ton. I'll look like a fraud, but but I love Kamario Taylor, and I think that Zach Arnett coming back. is going to shore this defense up. I'm just not sure how quickly it shores it up. Can you do it with the personnel, with the gap here that you had in there? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think it will be better. How electric can Kamario Taylor be? Is he going to just outrun and outscore everybody?
He might have to early.
Yeah, he might have to.
I mean, well, and late. I mean, they got some.
You're gonna have Fluff Bothwell back there running the football, and you got some talent. But
look at this, banging on the table after a loss, getting mad about Coca-Cola. That's my point. You think about Brian Kelly, you don't think about really anything that has anything to do with football. All right, kind of moving along here. I mentioned this for Ole Miss because I do think it's relevant. I don't know if y'all realize it, and obviously Lane has been the coach there, but even prior to Lane, Ole Miss has beaten LSU and Oxford 5 of the last 7 times that the Tigers have made the trip there. How much does that matter this go around with Lane Kiffin on the other side? I don't know, but it does seem like it's.
Well, it depends on if they get that phone call from the NCAA that you brought up yesterday.
I'm even more convinced now than ever before that they will. I do a weekly interview with a Clemson show to kind of do the other side, and they asked me about that yesterday. Asked me about Ole Miss and the takeaway from Pete Golding's appearance at SEC Media Days, and I told them, I said, look, I've connected with a couple of my guys who were there and asked them what they thought, and we're kind of in line. One of them more of a national guy. And this morning, that was even more confirmed to me. And the fact that the NCAA issued originally a 3-game suspension, but backed it down to a 2-game suspension for the $400 plane ticket for the Tennessee kid. Okay. So now you turn the page and you get into August here. Well, all right. So we see a ruling come out, and there's going to be more. I don't know how many of them will be popular in our neck of the woods, but there will be more, obviously, that the NCAA rules on publicly, different things that are going on. So what has Ole Miss done in the last few days? Have y'all caught the news out of Oxford as it pertains to some other things that they have done publicly?
No.
I actually have not this week.
They're suing former players who left for LSU, like Prince Leyland.
Mm-hmm.
They're suing them for breach of contract because they were under financial agreements with Ole Miss, and the Rebels want their money back because these kids jumped ship and went to LSU. All right. So think about just you said the phrase data points just a little bit ago. Well, I mean, I'm not an attorney, but I do know this. Sometimes these guys will play offense as part of their defense. So if the NCAA it rolled out a ridiculous ruling for a kid taking a $400 flight and then paying it back. Okay. Ole Miss is now, here we are late in the year. They're going, oh yeah, we're trying to get our money back. These kids, they bombed out on us. We want our cash back. It feels to me like the compliance department in Oxford knows something that the rest of us don't know, because we have heard nothing since Coach Sweeney spoke publicly about this, 6 months ago?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It was January, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we haven't heard.
He had just enrolled, so that makes perfect sense. That it was January, yeah.
Yeah, so we haven't heard a word. We've heard nothing. It's been eerily quiet. And when we heard last week, when we listened to Pete Golding speak, he was asked about it, obviously, and Pete Golding basically summarizing what he said, right, was, well, yeah, I don't know. Look, man, you got to fix the rules. I mean, everybody's doing it. I mean, look, we had guys take it from us and this, that, and the other. I mean, he didn't directly answer that, but he deflected it to, well, this happens everywhere. To me, it looks like Ole Miss is building a public case for, you better not drop the hammer on us because these things are happening in other places, because I think that they know. I think in the next 30 days, something's going to pop on this thing. I really do. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's the way that I feel about it now. I think that something's going to pop as they get closer and closer to kickoff, where it's going to limit their ability to be able to go through the appeals process and do all that type of stuff. But the NCAA will issue whatever they're going to issue getting closer and closer. That's just what I think.
It'll be their timing is always just so pronounced. And I saw somebody in the McKellar Enterprises chat box yesterday on Wide Open Wednesday put in there that they would expect it to come between weeks 2 and 3 before that matchup with LSU. Really just throw a loop. Just throw them for a loop right before the big matchup. You never know. Mm-hmm. Maybe it happens preseason where they can't appeal.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Did he freeze?
Oh, it's
oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
He's hiding in a broom closet.
Oh, so, he's in a broom closet.
Somebody decided to come in and do a little janitorial work. So he had to get out of there pretty quick.
How do him and JC always freeze with these great smiles on their face? Anyways, but that's what's going on with Ole Miss. All right, I'm going to test you now.
Oh, good.
And this will prove as to whether you can read or did read. Okay.
Oh, he's back.
Here you go. All right.
I think they cut the Wi-Fi line.
Texas has a winning record versus every SEC opponent except for 3 teams. Who are those 3 teams? Well, neither one of you read it, apparently, so that's good to know.
Oklahoma.
No.
That's...
One of these teams, their record is even. They're tied with them.
These are league teams?
3 teams in the SEC.
I feel like South Carolina's on this list.
South Carolina is 1.
Yeah.
Texas has a losing record against the Gamecocks all time.
Yeah.
So maybe these are teams they haven't played much. So what about Georgia?
Georgia is 1. They are 4-4 all time.
Okay.
There's one other team that they have a losing record against.
Well, I'm not cheating. The natural choice is Alabama.
But you'd be wrong.
Okay. So I'm going somewhere in the East. Somebody they don't play. Who have they not played? Florida.
Vanderbilt.
Wow. Well, I was in the right division, but there's always a reason, JB. See when you do these things, there's always a catch, and I should have known to just come at it from the other way. Pick the unexpected. What's the record though?
Vanderbilt leads like 8-3.
I'm
really not close.
In that many matchups.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Do we have years on those games?
I mean, I could go back and pull that, but that wasn't the point. It's not the point about South Carolina either. The Gamecocks lead the series 1-0. They haven't played in like 70 years or something.
Right.
Who cares? If you're South Carolina, you're like, oh, FYI, I don't have a losing record against either Oklahoma or Texas because they're 1-1 against the Sooners and they're 1-0 against Texas. So all time, the Gamecocks have a .667 winning percentage against Oklahoma and Texas. Just don't tell anybody they've only played 3 games.
That is a record for Vanderbilt that goes all the way back to the 19th century.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, there you go. See, I knew there was something there. Look, stats, man.
Give Vandy their due now because, the stat I had in there for them was if they have a winning record again this year, this will be the first time they've had 3 in a row since 57-59.
I'm glad you gave them. I'm glad you threw them that bone since they're definitely not going to have a winning record this year.
Right.
It doesn't seem that way. It seems like they're going to need to beat NC State in week 3 if they would like to have a crack at it. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, probably. I mean, after that, it gets challenging. But
I just don't see it at quarterback.
Dude, I don't either. I'm not saying he's not talented, man. But I mean, some programs are better equipped to handle starting a true freshman at that position than others, and most aren't. It's hard to do that anywhere. And I know that Vanderbilt is better than they've been. I understand that. We all do. But I mean, if you start a true freshman at Alabama, if you start one at LSU, if you start one at Texas, like bad things happen. You know what I mean? And so, but you're coming off of having a quarterback who was just that guy. I mean, he could just make whatever it was happen. I mean, he had played enough college football. He's a different human being. He's a different animal. There's going to be a lot of growing pains there.
It just impacts the team so much too, because the way that Diego Pavia believed they would win, you could see it bleed out to everybody else. And we know just as well as anybody else, and I'm the guy that really bangs the table for this, but the mental side of this and your confidence level walking into a game is so impactful. And when your leader says, yeah, they can't beat us, they're not going to beat us, then that impacts everybody else. You don't have that. That's gone. That is gone. That dude with all of that swagger and attitude is gone. And now the doubt starts to creep back in. As good as it went last year, Clark Lee still has a monumental task to convince these guys that, hey, this is a new Vanderbilt. It's turning a cruise ship. It's not turning a bicycle.
All right. Final one for you here. Trivia question. In the last 10 years, which defense in the SEC has been the worst overall defense? Points per game allowed, the stat that matters.
You said 10 years, right?
10 years. Just think about, I mean, it should whittle it down to like which teams just aren't consistently very good on that side of the ball.
Sure. My natural first guess was Kentucky.
No.
But they've been okay.
Yeah, they've been good under Coach Stoops.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of
10 years.
I'm just thinking of teams that have given up a ton of points.
Right. Well, think about who is not, or think about who has been. South Carolina's not in the mix. South Carolina's had plenty of good years defensively. Yeah. They've had some bad ones, don't get me wrong, but they've had plenty of good years. It's not Georgia. It's not Alabama.
I'm thinking Ole Miss.
It's not Kentucky. No, Ole Miss has had some good years. Remember? You remember the old shark fin? And
Sharks.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Okay, it's not. Who have I?
Well, if you're going to what about Arkansas?
Okay, there you go. It's the Arkansas Razorbacks, which is crazy. You know, it's really I just wow. I mean, it blew me away. I mean, they have only finished in the top 50 in scoring defense one time in 10 years. That was in 2021. They gave up almost 25 points per game at 43rd. Besides that, they've averaged 103rd nationally every year, giving up 34 points per game. I mean, why can't they get it together? You know, you can't get better than that.
That's not gonna get it done.
You're in the Southeastern Conference, man. Like, you should be able to sign enough players to not consistently be below 100 defensively.
I don't know. They've had some okay offenses. You know, I wrote a piece in 2023 about the Gamecocks that said if Clayton White could be inside the top 50 consistently, that I thought that they would improve from a win-loss standpoint just because of what you theoretically can do on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Because to your point there, they were 43rd and what did you say? They gave up 25 points a game?
Yeah.
You think South Carolina's offense can score more than 25 points a game?
Not last year.
Exactly. But at this point in the year, in the last few years, did we have that expectation? Probably.
I thought going into the 2023 season that South Carolina would be pretty darn good on offense because of Spencer Rattler. I thought going into the 22 season that they'd be pretty good on offense because of Spencer Rattler, and we saw it sometimes. And then remember, it was God. Remember after that game down in the swamp, it was like, oh, what the hell is going on here? And then they put 6 points on the board, and then the next week they lit up the Columbia Knight with 63 against the Vols. I was like, oh, there's that offense that everybody was expecting to see. What fun to watch those guys, and they did it again in Death Valley, and then they did it for about a half against Notre Dame. And then I thought, well, okay, in 2023, yeah, shoot.
So fair to say going into 2023, you'd expect them to score 25 points a game.
Yeah, but the defense in 2023 wasn't that good. They struggled.
But that's my point about Arkansas. My point about Arkansas is their best defense would have been like a defense that we would have said, probably gives them a shot to outscore what the defense is giving up if we have a good offense. That means every year, other than that year in Fayetteville, it's been, oh my God, we have to play catch up.
It's been awful.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Carolina only played Arkansas twice in that last 10-year period, and they split the meetings.
Well, in 2022, South Carolina got embarrassed over there. I mean, Arkansas beat them 44-30, I think was the score. I told you the stat. I mean, South Carolina goes back there this year. The last 6 trips to Fayetteville, they're 2-4. Yeah, those 2 wins have been they beat the crap out of them, but the 4 they've been ugly. I mean, the Gamecocks have given up 42 points per game in those 4 losses. So
a lot of rushing yards.
I can't. All right. Yeah, we gotta hit a timeout. So we squeeze in this last segment in hour 1. You are you in, or are you sticking around, or you gotta go?
I'm good until 11. I'll say hey to Smitty.
Okay. All right. I'll stick around. 10:48. We'll be right back.
If you own a home, don't wait on these home safety tips. Flush your water heater, clean your dryer vent, and inspect your roof annually. Don't forget to check washer hoses and caulk in wet areas. Visit RestoProsMidlandsSC.com.
A really common fear in a workman's compensation case is what's going to happen to my job if I report this injury? And my answer to that is you still need to report your injury. I'm dealing directly with the insurance company, and the insurance company is going to treat you like a file number. So let me make sure that doesn't happen to you. Let me get involved in your workman's compensation case.
Ryan Brewer Fence offers a variety of services ranging from fences and railings to columns. Our craftsmanship, experience, and service is second to none. Visit ryanbrewer.net today.
Andy, why are you burning all that money?
Because if you're buying a Honda or Toyota, that's exactly what you're doing. Look at the new Kia K4. It's $2,000 less than the Civic, and Honda only has a 5-year warranty. JT's Kia has a 1,000,000-mile warranty.
Don't forget JT's Advantage Package. Oil changes, roadside assistance, and so much more. Why burn money?
I-77 at Killian Road or Greystone Boulevard. We're serious about saving you money.
JT's Kia.
Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event.
Is this your golf game? It doesn't have to be. Visit McKellarEnterprises.org and improve your game today.
Do you carry? Carry responsibly with us. What could you lose from a self-defense act? Visit ProtectWithBear.com to find out more. ProtectWithBear.com.
This is Inside the Gamecocks, the morning show. Part of the Chiefs Sports Network.
Someday, lady, you'll accompany me where the rivers meet the sounding sea. Feel it in my soul, it's meant to be. Oh, someday, lady, you'll accompany me. Someday, lady, you'll accompany me. You will accompany me.
All right, final segment in hour 1. The morning show brought to you by Resto Pros and the West Law Firm. Welcome back here and welcome in Matt Smith from Four Quarter Friday. What's up?
Oh, so glad to be with you guys. Sorry for the late start. If you've been watching or been reading fourquarterfriday.com, and I hope that you have, and if you haven't, get on over there. But, we're doing 25 days to kickoff, something similar feature to what you did as well, Jamie. And today is 23 days to kickoff. And I didn't sleep last night.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a catch for that. I just didn't have something for 23 days to kick off. But in my research, about 5 a.m. this morning, I discovered something. So we've got the feature moves on. And I've got something for 22, 21, and 6, and 3, and 2, and everything else. But 23 was a bear on me. And just a hint to you, Jamie, Wando's mentioned in this.
Oh.
Although they lose. They lose.
Oh. Damn it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's okay.
They lose in this movie.
I would have done something off of like Air Jordan, like the best high school athletes or something like that.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously 20. I was trying to steer away almost from that because he got LeBron in the news. He's worn 23.
Yeah,
and now Rob had mentioned to me Seth Tillman's wearing 23.
Okay.
Smitty's been a little more on a historical run with these pieces,
and that's not on purpose. That's not on purpose.
No, I think it's great.
It's because I'm old.
Great.
It's not. I'm not doing it on purpose, Rob.
Well, I wanted to keeping with your theme. Obviously, Seth Tillman is a current player and doesn't fit in the historical arc that you've been tracing. But that was the only 23 that I had for you.
So this is what time is it dropping? Or I guess I need to drop.
Well, yes. you tell us, Jamie, what time
is it? There's some behind the scenes stuff. And look,
here it is.
There you go. And these are scheduled. But hey, all you've got to do, you can read 25 and 24. 25 was about Roscoe Crosby. 25 days to kick off. 25, Rob's a Union guy. And if you lived it, that was amazing. The Roscoe era at Union. And 24 was about Dave Gutschall and Dorman overcoming. And I for those that are young, you think Dorman's kind of one of those superpowers, as I put in there. They are, a symbol of athletic prosperity now. Because if you've driven by the campus off 26, you said, look at that, they've got everything. But there was a time when Dave Gutschall took the job, and Dorman was an also-ran. Mm-hmm. Dorman was an afterthought. Dorman was not a state championship contender, and Dave Gutschall changed all of that. And anyway, that's one of the stories in there. 24 days to kick off. So now we've got 23. And Jamie, I think you say you see it.
Yeah, I do.
You see, yeah,
I was there.
His voice.
Yeah, I was there. I was there that night. That's okay, man. Yeah, at least I got mentioned. Little baby steps here. Baby steps. You got to win. Look, you got to win games. Wanda's got to win games. I was looking at the prediction.
That was yesterday,
Yeah, I was looking at the prediction meter yesterday. For those who aren't subscribed to 4 Quarter Friday and you like high school sports, you hate to tell you this, but you're kind of screwing up. You can go on there and it'll show you pretty much anything you could dream of. And but then I discovered that Wando was not predicted to win more than 2 games, and I thought I might cancel my subscription that I own.
Well, on the flip side, Jamie, you mentioned Carolina Forest yesterday with the Massey ratings coming out, and who was a surprise there, and there they are. And I wrote up yesterday. We'll have this coming up in the next, probably tomorrow. Top teams in the PD and Grand Strand to look at. Here, I'll give one away. Carolina Forest is favored in every single game they play.
That's just
and
crazy,
most of them are by a long shot.
Yeah,
most of them are like 80-90% favored.
And they're really good on the line. They're going to be a tough out every time. What they've built, now they've got the foundation, and they have a scheme, and they have an identity. Mm-hmm. And even in the playoffs, CF is going to be a tough out.
Yeah. Wando goes up there the week before Halloween.
That's a long drive.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to go Wando. You're going to get stuck in seafood traffic. You're going to get stuck in Seaway Outpost traffic. You're going to get stuck in Ripley's Aquarium traffic. All of it on the way.
Well, it's not that far because I keep meaning to ask those guys. I need to call coach and find out why they scheduled this game against Richmond Hill September the 18th, which is outside of Savannah. Richmond Hill, Georgia.
I bet I can answer it without you calling them. Couldn't find a game. Couldn't find a game.
Maybe. I think it's just the experience. I just think they want to go down there and
maybe
hang out in Savannah. Well, Richmond Hill, I think that's that's like Brunswick, Georgia, the home of the great Jay Brown, former right-handed pitcher at South Carolina. Anyways, all right. Well, Rob, you good work, my friend, as always.
Appreciate you. See
Enjoy
you
your
in the
day. Talk soon. Yep, sounds good. Thank you. There you go. Smitty, we know you're not going anywhere, so we'll hit a timeout. We'll come back. We've got a scramble to get to as well, and I want to mention some of this stuff about the SEC to you as well. Get your reaction to some of that. I mentioned.
We're going to talk more Arkansas defense. Man, that was rough on the Razorbacks.
Well, they better figure it out. Because they got to go to Utah, they got Georgia, they got to go to A&M, Tennessee. Obviously South Carolina. See if the Gamecocks can score. They got to go to Texas. They got Lane Kiffin and LSU this year. Those teams can score some points, man. Tulsa can score. So careful. All right, hour 2, the morning show. We'll be right back.
If you own a home, don't wait on these home safety tips. Flush your water heater, clean your dryer vent, and inspect your roof annually. Don't forget to check washer hoses and caulk in wet areas. Visit RestoProsMidlandsSC.com.
Now is the time. Finish your hardwood floors with Recoat Revolution. Beautiful like new floors in just one day. Hardwood, vinyl, laminate, concrete, tile floors. Any floor. We can do it. No dust, affordable, and 5 stars. Give us a call in South Carolina, 803-397-1365. Or visit us at recoatrevolution.com. Go Gamecocks.
Do you carry? Carry responsibly with us. What could you lose from a self-defense act? Visit protectwithbear.com to find out more. Protectwithbear.com.
Troy Branham of Golden Gate Mortgage can help you save big today anywhere in South Carolina. Over 27 years experience. Visit ggmortgage.com. Troy Branham of Golden Gate Mortgage says go Gamecocks.
Dry Space Crawl Space Solutions are your local home protection experts. Crawl space encapsulation, sump pump and drain installs, humidity control, duct cleaning, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and French drains. We do it all. Visit dryspacecs.com. dryspacecs.com. Go Gamecocks.
If you have experienced water damage, storm damage, fire or smoke damage, or need mold remediation, you need Resto Pros of the Midlands. Visit RestoProsMidlandsSC.com and go Gamecocks.
Subscribe to FourQuarterFriday.com for just $1. High school sports coverage in South Carolina. Part of Rivals and on 3. You're tuned into Inside the Gamecock, the morning show, part of the Chief Sports Network, proudly presented by the West Law Firm, and brought to you in partnership with Resto Pros of the Midlands. Go Gamecocks!
All right, final hour of the morning show. Welcome back. Brought to you by Resto Pros and the West Law Firm. Matt Smith is in. He'll be in tomorrow, too, for Four Quarter Friday at 9 a.m. And if you go to fourquarterfriday.com, you can be a subscriber for $1 whole. That's it. Just $1 whole. We did leave our McKellar Enterprises chat box open today with a 2-hour program. So we'll try to answer as many questions as we can, comments or concerns. We've got a scramble coming up as well, and it's really focused right on South Carolina football. Anyways, good morning, Smitty. Once again, good morning to you, and welcome back, Phil.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
It's good to see you, Smitty.
Mad dog.
I was looking for that article that you wrote on the 23 days. I found it in my inbox and not in the admin. I was searching the admin. I was like, I don't see it.
No, it's in our inbox. We'll get it out.
That means you got work to do.
Yes. It'll be out soon. Soon. We won't be doing the work anymore. We'll be all on Smitty's shoulders.
Yeah, I see that. Hey, and I'm ready for that because, I don't want to have to ring your bell every time something's going on.
No, it's all good, man.
I'll tell you what, I've got beef with Rob after that last segment there. Like, I love history, and I don't think I've ever felt so personally assaulted by the word historic in my life. Okay, Rob, if you just want to call us old, just call us old. It's okay.
What was it pertaining to?
He just kept saying, like all of these have more historic takes to Smitty's works here on these countdowns to high school football. He kept using the word historic over and over again.
Well,
listen, we get it.
I think that's
young anymore.
Yes, and here's the thing. So on 4 Quarter Friday, and specifically 4quarterfriday.com, so much of what we do are previews for what's about to happen. We want to make sure we celebrate what is happening with a coach or a player who is about to take off. Who's next? And we're doing 25 days to kick off. And so as I close my eyes, 25 brings to mind. And yes, I've got a lot of players in mind that are playing right now, but sometimes you don't want to elevate a guy too early. And we're already writing all of these stories. So I thought these features were an opportunity for me to celebrate South Carolina football and all that it has already been, because I think we know what it is and what it's about to be. And we spend a lot of time on that on the website. And I said, well, let's make sure that we kind of tip our cap to those that have come before us. And it's not that far back. 25 was Roscoe Crosby. 24 was the Dave Gutschall era. He just retired 3 years ago. And 23 is a celebration of something that happened 23 years ago. So to me, that's not that far back. But I'll mix in something a little fresher for Rob, something for the kids. All my stuff's been pre-iPhone, so we'll do something for the young ones.
Yeah, get the lollipops and stuff like that out for those guys. Make sure they're.
I was going to say you're going to have to keep it short, brief snippets.
That's right.
In there.
It's an Instagram story. It won't even be a real written story.
That's right. That's right. We'll take a look at the what do we call this thing? McKellar Enterprises chat box here. I haven't had much of a chance to look at it since we've been on today. But good morning to all of you who've been in from the get-go here. We had a question real early. Anyone know the latest on Will Craddock? Will Craddock is going to Mississippi State. Yep. That was probably, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago or something like that. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while. But certainly wish Will the best. No doubt about that. Let's see. No one watches if the chat isn't open. I don't know what that means. Is Kendall Briles good at golf? I've heard Kendall can play a little bit, and he's playing today. Ethan said Camden Yards is one of the most underrated ballparks in baseball. Saw Jim Thome hit a home run there. Yeah, I've not been to enough ballparks, which is that's just really bad for me being a baseball guy. But I loved Camden. I loved Camden Yards when we got a chance to go, and obviously that was pretty neat being able to go down on the field and all that stuff with Justin. But just the whole thing though was beautiful. Mike said Kornblut really had a good interview with Coach Schnall. Yes, he did. I was able to listen to it. Corn, he'll surprise you every once in a while. Usually he's average at best, but sometimes he'll pick it up a notch, right, Smitty?
Yeah, and he's been calling me this morning. I have something to talk. While we're talking, and I do the thing where it's got the auto message. Hey, I'll call you back.
He calls again. He didn't read that. Yeah,
he's telling you to trend, deeper into history.
Yeah. Yeah.
He said the things you're printing are too current.
Well, if you didn't have to be, I know Phil isn't playing in the golf tournament today, but I'm sure he's going to go and for the media coverage. So if he didn't have to do that, he probably wouldn't even be up yet.
Oh, that's very true. He'd be in the bed. Yep. Corn wants a piece on defunct high schools in South Carolina.
That's right. Record analysis of Parker here in
Middleton High School. And how's Middleton going to be this year? Well, that's been West Ashley for almost 30 years.
I can tell you 1929 Parker Greenville game. That's what he's wanting to dive deep into that.
Poor Phil. Let's see here. Dexter said, would it be a bad thing if a running back is one of the top receiving targets? Am I remembering right that Marcus has a lot of receiving yards? Yeah, I mean, I don't think a running back is going to be one of the top receiving targets. Kendall's running backs over the last 6 years have averaged maybe around 20 catches a season. You've had a couple of years where they were knocking on the door of 30, and then you've had a couple of years where they're 12 or 13. I mean, they don't catch as many as you would think, but 28. Hey man, that's 2.5 a game, so that's pretty good if you're a tailback. But would it be a bad thing? No. Look, this offense is designed to throw the football to who's open, and it's designed to run the football where people aren't, which is, you would think. I'm not being a jerk by saying that, Dexter. You would think that would be the majority of all offenses, but we have learned it is not. Quantrell said the best piece of the Nike clothing is the black polo with the South Carolina baseball logo. I didn't agree with that. They sent me one. Gamecock 346 said he loved this. Weird. We mentioned the soccer team and their schedule, Phil. I love Coach Annan, but he needs to make the NCAA tournament soon. Yeah, Coach Annan's awesome. He is a really cool guy. I'll never forget the first time I met him. He's a super dude. But, yeah, they do need to make the tournament. I mean, South Carolina soccer is a pretty proud program, and they certainly need to make it. Ethan asks, who's, I guess, your favorite guest, or whoever's not – I will never give you my favorite guest. Who has been our favorite guest on this show? I really like Sheldon Brown and Marcus McBeth. Oh, I'll give you one. Michael Flint. I'll just give it to Flint. When he shows up, he's great. He just laughs and smiles the whole time. But that's probably because we make fun of him for like 45 minutes. So, Luke said he likes listening to Perry. Absolutely. R.I.P. to Steve Tannehill. Jim Toman was great. Jim Toman's the best. Coaches, just keep his whole family, please, in your prayers. There's no doubt. Bruin mentioned the quarterback, Derek Davis. You know who he is, Smitty. 6'6", 240 up at South Florence. He is on the underrated QB list that's out today on fourquarterfriday.com. 6'6", 240? Is he a quarterback at the next level?
I don't know. You know what? Rob will know. Rob just did. He was giving them to me in rapid succession on the phone yesterday because he was with Ramon Robinson at the quarterback camp. And I don't know if Davis was there or not, but he was giving me the layout of a lot of guys that Ramon Robinson was talking about, what they need to work on, who lands where in terms of how high they can go and how high is ceiling. I'm going to have to check on Derek Davis, but I don't know, 6'6", 240. That sounds almost what Pillsbury Throwboy area. Who was the giant quarterback for Arkansas?
KJ.
Yes.
Yeah, KJ wasn't 6'6", though.
No. Yeah, but a big guy.
They had him listed at 6'5". I don't know if he's 6'4" or 6'5", but he was in there.
I'll have to see Derek Davis. And I know we've got I don't know if this one's going to pop up for you. We had questions about whether Friday Night Rivals. I am calling games today in the PD Horry County area for Friday Night Rivals, which will be on WPDE. And about half those games will be in Horry County, half those games in Florence County. We do not have the full schedule.
But y'all do have a South Florence game, don't you?
I've got 2 games, and I can't remember. I think the second game. All right, so the first game is. It may be it's got Socastee, and who's Socastee opening with? Are they opening with South Florence in the non-conference?
I don't know.
And week 2 is Dillon Myrtle Beach. That's the only thing that we know. And on Monday, we're going to get the full schedule. But are we going to, I mean, it's South Florence. What are you kidding? We're going to be all over South Florence, obviously. They want to be, meaning, they want that program on television.
Let's go to fourquarterfriday.com and pull up the South Florence schedule. So they head to Hilton Head week 1. And then they get, man, boy, whew, there'll be some miles put on the bus. They go to Hilton Head, then they come to James Island. And then they host Ashley Ridge, and then they've got West Florence at home, and then they go to Gray Collegiate. Woo! But I swore when you and I were talking about this a couple of weeks ago, there was a game that you mentioned. Was it North Myrtle? They go to North Myrtle in October.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what I've got week 1. Sockasty and North Myrtle.
Okay.
And then in week 2, it's another kind of Horry County. Dillon
Myrtle Beach. South Florence hosts Gray Collegiate on September the 25th. I wonder if you'll get that.
That's awesome.
Or they got Conway the following week too, but that South Florence Gray Collegiate game could be pretty good.
Absolutely.
I would think.
I love, and I don't know that the coaches love it. So the coaches, they have this big sigh when we speak to them, but the non-region games this year are just spectacular. In other words, you can't do the thing where you're going to wait a little while and check out who's winning. Some of the best games that are going to happen this fall in South Carolina are going to happen. They're going to take place in September.
Dude, South Florence, are they going to go undefeated? Because according to the win probabilities here, they're going to blow the doors off of everybody they play. Do you know what their percentage chance to win is against Conway?
Well, Conway was down last year. We don't know how quickly they're going to come back. So it's going at 95%.
How about 100?
Do not DM that to Jody Jenneret.
Good God.
Conway.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. I mean, Wilson and North Myrtle Beach, according to the win probabilities here, have a 1% chance at least. West Florence, they say, has a 2% chance. Not Conway. Nope. 0% chance, according to the win probabilities here. The best chance to beat South Florence. Oh, no, you won't. No, you won't call the Gray Collegiate game because that game is at Gray Collegiate.
Oh no, we won't have that one then.
But they give Gray Collegiate a 25% chance to win that one.
On the road. Yeah. On the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
a lot of respect from the Massey ratings.
What is the tagline at South Florence this year? Is it Drew who? They're not doing that to Marlowe, are they?
I would think.
Better. Come on, we're better than that.
He had to go home, right? I mean,
100%. Yeah, he had to do what he had to do. I get that.
The mama calls.
Yeah, I totally get that. Craig said Arkansas had a 6'8" quarterback. Yeah, that was Ryan Mallett.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he was Ryan Mallett. He went to. They switched him to tight end in the NFL. So, anyways. All right,
who was the running quarterback at Arkansas that was right before Mallett? It was all about running.
Well, that would have been
South Carolina at Williams-Brice. I was there. They couldn't tackle him.
Okay. Oh, now wait a second here. Hold on just a second.
I love doing this live, right?
I know.
Is this good, Phil?
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Yeah.
We
should have some like Google music.
Yeah, that's right. We played Jeopardy music. Hey, who was it? White guy, Arkansas, early 2000s, ran the ball a lot.
Who was that? I remember him. I could see him. I can't remember his name because I was there too. That was well, shoot. We'll have to come back to that because that's a good question.
The first thing that popped up as the quarterback before Ryan Mallett for Google was Casey Dick. Is that who we're talking about?
What?
That was not who I no, Casey Dick is not who
that's just right to me.
No, Casey
Dick had the bad fumble, right? Didn't he have the bad fumble?
I think yeah, Casey Dick was right before this guy, I believe. Or maybe two quarterbacks before this guy.
Here, let's see.
Yeah, somewhere I can't remember now.
Oh, this is
anyways. It's all good.
Boy, Arkansas gets tall quarterbacks. Is that all? Matt Jones is who I'm thinking.
Matt Jones.
Matt Jones.
Yeah, that's right. I knew it was a short name.
Incredible runner.
Well, they moved him in the NFL too.
Yep, they sure did.
Yeah,
they sure did.
Yeah, Matt Jones. That's right. I knew it was a short name. I just couldn't remember the name.
Yeah, Arkansas wants guys that like listen, if you're like, you got to be like 6'4" plus, you've got to be tight end size and have no future at the position. And that's what we want.
Yeah. Yep. Good point. All right. It's 11:20. So what we'll do is we will hit a TO. When we come back, we'll scramble. And it is a South Carolina dedicated scramble as well. The morning show powered by our friends at Electric Bikes of Charleston. We'll be right back.
Gamecock Traditions is your Nike superstore and your home for anything and everything with a South Carolina logo. Visit us in the Midlands and order online at GamecockTraditions.com. Go Gamecocks!
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Gary Patterson for your personal price plan today.
Walk me through the toughest case or situation we've had to handle without names or locations. Just what was the toughest situation?
The hardest one was there was an individual that defended themselves in their home and they're still criminally charged. And there was evidence that they were, being sought after for something that they weren't technically involved in. And they're being charged criminally because they defended themselves inside of their own home for doing what was right and what we believe at Right to Bear to be a human right.
TheBigSpur.com, now part of On3. Join for just $1 today.
When you buy and sell your sports and fitness gear at Play It Again Sports, you support a local business. We pay our customers for their quality used sports and fitness gear and resell it, recycling it back into your community. Support local, score savings.
Palm Casual Patio Furniture presents our coverage of South Carolina football. Visit palmcasual.com today. Make your outdoor space the best it can be. Go Gamecocks.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Gary Patterson for your personal price plan today.
A really common fear in a workman's compensation case is what's going to happen to my job if I report this injury? And my answer to that is you still need to report your injury. I'm dealing directly with the insurance company, and the insurance company is going to treat you like a file number. So let me make sure that doesn't happen to you. Let me get involved in your workman's compensation case.
Coffee, weekday mornings with JC Sherbert. Watch or listen on the Chief Sports app, the Chief Sports YouTube page, and available on Apple and Spotify.
It's time for the Morning Show Scramble. On Inside the Gamecocks, the Morning Show. Presented by Recoat Revolution. Beautiful, like new floors in just one day. Part of the Chief Sports Network.
Okay, here we go. It's 11:20, the scramble, presented by Recode Revolution. Oh, John Candy's back.
Well, I figured since, we're all old as dirt, we might as well throw back to a movie that, released in the early 80s. That way we'd all feel comfortable.
Man, I am, because we're caught in the upside down right now, if you will. We got through college baseball, and then, at least for my family, it's time to travel a little bit. So we did that, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then this year we had I'm not a big soccer guy, but you did have the World Cup to get you through. You've got some Major League Baseball, obviously. But once you get through media days, you're caught in the upside down. I mean, you are, in our industry, at least, it's like, damn, what do I watch? So I try to squeeze it all in. I've watched all the shows I really want to watch, unless somebody's got something out there that I haven't thought of, or haven't seen, or you're catch me off guard. So I just go to the well and just start watching movies that I just love watching. They make me happy. Because we all know once Carolina football gets here, when we get on the show in the mornings, it's close the bridges and take all the sharp objects out of the house, like all that type of stuff. People start losing their minds. And we have to deal with that. So this is the let's get as happy as we can possibly get before we get into camp and somebody gets hurt and then the world's over and et cetera, et cetera. So I've been watching American Pie. I watched Life the other night, and I've got some John Candy, including Summer Rental and Uncle Buck. I've got a bunch of them on the docket to get to here over the next week or so.
The Great Outdoors.
The Great
Outdoors.
I love that movie.
The old 96er. That clip, you have like saved to watch later on YouTube. I just keep the old 96er clip on.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that's nothing but gristle and fat.
I feel like I could do that. I don't know why. Even still, I watched it. I was like, I feel like I could do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
To get a sponsor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we'll get a sponsor. We'll get T-shirts made.
Balls.
Phil Eats on the morning show.
Phil Eats. That's right.
And PhilEatThat.com.
Phil eats that.
Phil eats it. Oh my. Hey, speaking of that, it's a great day in America. National Chili Dog Day and National Cheesecake Day.
I'm always running ahead of the days this week. We had hot dogs last night for dinner, right? Just throw a quick dinner there. Had hot dogs, and then we had wings on Monday, and yesterday was National Wing Night. So
yeah,
could you kindly tell me what's coming up tomorrow, and maybe I'll put it off because.
Well, I did. I read the whole thing at the beginning of the week.
I know you did. It's Cheesecake Day, which
I love cheesecake.
Not a big fan.
Cheesecake. I love chili dogs. Tomorrow's a big day at my house. It's National Avocado Day, and the avocados are what got me 27 pounds from where I was. So I'm very grateful to National Avocado Day. I'll probably have an avocado with an old fashioned. Got to offset them,
You know who their spokesman was for a long time? Was Joe Montana.
Joe Montana?
Mm-hmm. See, California guy.
Wow.
Duke Snyder apparently lost millions on an avocado farm.
I didn't know that.
Years ago. But yeah, Joe Montana was the spokesman for a long time. And it made perfect sense because more avocados are eaten on Super Bowl Sunday.
That's true.
And, they're grown out there.
It's part of guacamole.
Yep, the guacamole. And so they had Joe Montana as the spokesman. I'm not a 49ers fan, but I love Joe Montana.
I was a 49ers fan growing up because I loved watching those guys play. That was just they were awesome. Jerry Rice and Joe Montana.
They're ridiculous. As a matter of now, listen. Usually my opinions, most of what I've in my career, I don't have a lot of these hot takes, right, that have gotten me into a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
but the last time I got shouted at was doing a show a few years ago. Brady was about to win his 6th Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And Belichick had done what he had done, obviously. And I said, I know what those numbers are. But I'm telling you, I still haven't seen any better combo than Bill Walsh and Joe Montana. I've seen Belichick and Brady. They unloaded. People were coming on that had never heard my show before and screaming at me in every chat box and message and calling my mother. But I'm just telling you, I've reviewed the film. And I've seen Brady without Belichick, and I've seen Belichick now, and he's all the way at North Carolina. I don't know that you can be better than Walsh and Montana were for like a 4-year period. Now, I know about Jerry Rice, John Taylor, Tom Rathman, Roger Craig.
There's just something about that marriage, right, between an offensive-minded coach and a quarterback, and you did not have that in New England all those years because you've got like Mr. Defense and, just stopping it. And, Brady doesn't win that many Super Bowls without the defensive mind behind it on the other side of the ball, stopping the other teams.
I just rarely saw those 49ers teams, even when they got a little later with Young and Ricky Waters. I just rarely saw them look mortal. They just didn't feel mortal to me. They felt almost like Tyson in his prime. Like, you can beat Tyson after he's been to jail, but you weren't going to beat Tyson like 22 years old Mike Tyson. And I just didn't think when they were at their height, the 49ers, you were going to beat them.
I know we're not stalling. We're just kind of rambling here, but I've asked this question before. If you look back in your life, it doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 20 or you could be 40 or you could be 80. Doesn't matter. In your lifetime, what were the can't miss sporting events of your lifetime? What were the things that you just couldn't miss? And you couldn't miss the Super Bowl. Yeah, I got all that, but I remember being young. You never missed Mike Tyson fight. When Tyson was fighting, you watched. And I remember, and then you never missed Michael Jordan in the playoffs. You didn't have to be a basketball fan. It was Michael Jordan. And those were the things that always stuck out for me. I will say in college, towards the end of college, the 2008 Olympics, I'll never forget, Nick Godwin and I screamed in front of a television for a week straight for Michael Phelps to break that record. And that was can't miss for us. And it's not like we were big swimming fans or anything. It was like, you cannot miss this. That was really cool.
I'll give you one as baseball guys. It didn't matter my situation. I could be on a date. I could be pulling the chair out for my grandmother. If Mike Piazza or Gary Sheffield were at the plate, I wouldn't miss it. I had to see their at-bats. It didn't matter what team they were playing for. I loved watching their at-bats.
Well, along those same lines, I mean, the summer of 98.
I
mean, think about what was going on there, especially as we got into August, and I think it was August. And those two were chasing the record. And you remember when ESPN was breaking in every at-bat for McGuire and Sosa. And, you look back and it was tainted with the juice. I get it. But at the time, nobody was missing that.
No.
I mean, it was just incredible. I mean, it was incredible. So, anyways,
the All-Star game itself used to be like that for me.
Well, I still enjoy the All-Star game. Mm-hmm. I still think that Major League Baseball puts on the best show for an All-Star game. I thought this year it was better than ever. Being in Philly with the America 250 celebration and stuff, I thought it was tremendous. The NFL screwed it all up, and they got so much involved in that now. They don't have anything with the Pro Bowl anymore. The NBA All-Star game is awful. The NHL has done a nice job, but Major League Baseball still does it better than all of them.
Oh, but circa, I don't know if you were this into it at the time, but me and my group of friends weren't going to miss the dunk contest like that Vince Carter era.
Yeah, sure. 100%.
Like Jordan, Spud Webb, Dominique Wilkins, D. Brown, all the way through.
Must see TV.
To the Vince Carter era. And then after that, I think he ended it like, oh no, well, we've seen the height of human achievement. This is all you can do.
Get any better from here. Right? It's all downhill.
Yeah, it was must see TV. It really was. In college football back then, by the way, like Florida State, Miami, must see TV. Must.
Well, a little before your time, JB. But you talked about like guys you couldn't miss. You could not miss Charlie Ward. 1993, Florida State fast break.
Oh no, shoot, I remember that absolutely.
Could not miss Fun and Gun Spurrier era.
No.
And at that point, it didn't matter who you either turned on the TV and pulled for them or pulled against them. You had an opinion. Nobody didn't have an opinion.
100%.
Everybody was like all about Florida State or Florida or Miami or Notre Dame or something, or Nebraska football. With Tom Osborne, nobody turned on the television and said, what do you think of this Spurrier guy? Like, I don't think about him. We all thought about it.
Yeah.
We all talked about it.
And quite frankly, unless you were a Florida fan, you didn't talk very kindly of Steve Spurrier back then. But he craved that, and he won because of it. All right, let's scramble here. Let's start with you, Smitty. Which true freshman now, which true freshman will make the biggest impact this season for South Carolina football?
Oh, all right. Give me some choices. Give me
all right. You got Darius Gray, who has already made noise since he's been on campus in June at the offensive line position. Clearly, you got Jazavian Currents, who's at a Rock Thrill, and then Julian Walker's name. Noah Clark is a guy that they have just Noah Clark's going to play. I got news for everybody. He is going to play. How much does he end up playing? I think it's going to depend on how the older guys play above him, but he's going to play a defensive tackle. And, those are kind of the ones right now that have popped the most.
All right, I've got one, and it's not because of anything I saw with my own two eyes. But you know how over the years you start to have voices that you trust.
Yeah.
People that tell you things. And I am hearing whispers from the right corners about Julian Walker.
Yeah.
That people that I have listened to over the years that have been right about Gamecock football keep saying to me, just almost, I think Walker, I think he's ready. I think he's ready to actually make impactful plays on Saturday. But because, listen, you have a lot of different – an example I'll use is I'll say that about Coach Simpson. Because there were some guys, and, they need a year. They need a year. Football's fast for them. Coach Simpson walked on the field, and he's like, no, I can play in the SEC today. Mm-hmm. And I'm hearing from the same people that Julian Walker can put his hand in the ground, rush the passer against the teams on the schedule like now. Like he can do that. So I'm going to say Julian Walker because I think he can be there like on third down sometimes and make a play. And sometimes a guy like that can come up with a strip sack and you don't have to call plays for him. He can just be out there, giving somebody a blow and make a play.
So here's the thing. And Phil, I'm going to answer this and then let you go after that. My name has been, until about probably 2 weeks ago, Currents. Mm-hmm. Because Jazavian Currents is going to play. And if you would have asked me, I'm not knocking Jazavian Currents for what it's worth. This kid's going to be 6'4", safety out of Rock Hill. Yep. Come on. I'll buy that every time.
I'll take that. Right. We're buying that stock. I'll buy that.
We're buying. Yeah.
Yep.
This kid
That's
is, right. he's a dude and he's playing for Torian Gray. He's going to be a dude and then he's going to go to the NFL. That's what happens. That's the path. It's going to happen for Jazavian Currents. Dylan Stewart is also going to be healthy and he is going to play. I think that they are going to err much more on the cautious side than the optimistic side before they put him in the game to be Dylan Stewart for multiple reasons. But he will play and he will be impactful. He will at some point in time be Dylan Stewart. And I think that's probably most likely week 2 or 3. Because of that, and based, and to your point, on what we have heard about Julian Walker is going to get so many reps this preseason camp. And that group there is set up to allow the back half to be successful. The linebackers are good. They've got a good group of linebackers. They've got a good group of defensive tackles. I think Herring is going to be pretty good. Okay, so what happens on the other side there? Now, don't forget about George Wilson for what it's worth, because his name continues to come up when we ask as well. I've written about him. JC's written about him. Anthony Addison, another one, a local kid out of Sumter. But the door just seems open for Julian Walker to kind of kick through it. And we know that he's had a great summer as it pertains to taking care of his body. And you should expect that. His dad's on the strength staff. I mean, he's ready. He's going to be ready. He's 6'6", 255 pounds right now as a true freshman. So I think that he is going to – I'm going to give him the edge now. And it's hard for me to do that over Jazavian Currents, and it's hard for me to do that over Noah Clark, because when you ask some of his teammates, everybody's going, man, I'm telling you, man, Noah Clark is you look at him, you're like, he doesn't move that well. Bull crap. He does. He moves fantastic. He's 6'5", 340 pounds, and he's moving very briskly. And the older guys on the team are the ones that are noticing this. They're going, wait, this kid is can't be. So, but I'm going to give recency bias here the edge to Walker. But I want to point something else out here, and I want to compliment somebody who is in our McKellar Enterprises chat box today, Jesse, who said it's also, he mentioned Sequel Patterson, I think. Let me scroll up. Yes. I'm not with you there because I think that the talent at wide receiver that's older, that's in this room, is going to take the large majority of the snaps. It's not because Patterson isn't talented, and I appreciate you saying his name. But what he mentioned after that, he said it's awesome. You can go with any one of these 6 different guys, and there might be another 1 or 2. There's 19 true freshmen on the roster. Carolina football generally doesn't have 5, 6, 7 guys at this level, at this age, that you feel like could play because they've earned it, not because they have to. And so I think that's a great comment. Appreciate you putting that in there. I think that's a great comment. But I'm with you. I'm gonna edge it towards Walker. Phil?
Yeah, I think Walker probably has the easiest path to get to the field first, right? Just because of the depth at edge. Jazavian Current's obviously been in, like you said, the conversation for weeks. I'll take the last of the low-hanging fruit here and go with Noah Clark. And the reason being is that, and over the past few days, as my anxieties about this team begin to kind of well up, not necessarily on special teams yet, because maybe we get that out of our system. But I'm worried about edge, right? I'm worried about that spot. And I think that the speed and athleticism at linebacker could end up, if things aren't going precisely as they want them to, where we may see that 3-3-5 come back, since you do have speed and athleticism at the linebacking spot, that you could end up going with more of a traditional outside linebacker as opposed to just a specific edge rusher. But in that, I think Clark fits well because he can fill up big space in the middle, and I think he does have the size to fit well in that system. So I'm probably overthinking it just because I'm trying to look at every scenario there is possible. But I'll take Noah Clark because the kid can play. Well, he'd be starting on other teams, right? The one thing that might get in his way is the precise opposite of what's going to facilitate Walker's seeing the field early, is that defensive tackle room is, deep, and there's a lot of quality competition for him.
By the way, I think that is arguably the best thing that Shane Beamer has done, was diagnosing that early and saying we need depth along the defense. Because if you looked for years, Alabama, Georgia, etc., Tennessee, Florida, everybody had better defensive lines than South Carolina. And even when the Gamecocks had 1 or 2 guys that would pop or were all conference, they never had the depth. And Shane Beamer recognized that. He talked about it, and then he went and did something about it. I think that may have been one of his biggest accomplishments.
This isn't an opinion. This is a fact. All you got to do is just go look at the rosters on each of these teams. Go look at the best seasons in the history of the program. And you tell me what parts of the team are the best. Where are the deepest, most talented groups on those teams? Okay, 100%. I got it. 10, 11, 12, 13. They had superstars on offense. Yes, Marcus Lattimore was there, and Alshon Jeffrey, and Steven, and Torrey Gurley, and Mike Davis, and Connor Shaw, and you had some pretty good offensive linemen back then. You had Ace Sanders, and we can keep going. The offense, there was a boatload of talent, but they were really good up front on the defensive line as well. And you go back just 2 years ago. What really made that team click? Lenore Sellers ended up breaking through. Lenore Sellers was fantastic. He was the SEC Freshman of the Year, National Freshman of the Year by some outlets. He was just awesome. Rocket Sanders was just awesome. They had guys, there's no doubt. But the Gamecock football team in 2024 was controlled by the defensive line. The offensive line wasn't actually that good. They just had Lenore Sellers, who was able to get out of another 20 sacks that year. The defensive line controlled the tone of the football team. They set the tone. They won the Oklahoma game in the first 5 minutes on the road in Norman. So, I think it goes without saying, when you actually go look at the best years, like truly the best years, early 2000s under Lou, they had some key components on offense. They were actually pretty good on the offensive line. They didn't have as many skill players, although they had some nice ones. The defensive line was pretty good. And that is just the key for down here in
Olimba Edwards, Cleveland Pickney.
They were superstars. They were superstars.
NFL guys.
They were NFL guys.
NFL guys.
They were NFL guys. God, I remember when Chaz Sutton took over, everybody was like, what a drop-off. Chaz Sutton was a 4-star edge rusher. And this was a drop-off. And it was a drop-off. No disrespect to Chaz Sutton, who's way bigger and would beat me up. But, that's how good they were before that. So, yeah. I
at one point, you're talking about that 12 era. That's Devin Taylor is the guy you don't talk about.
I know. Yeah. Quiet. Crazy. Hat tip to Shane Beamer, too, because if you think about the future, if you're able to hang on to those guys, in South Carolina, as long as Shane Beamer's the head coach, will be able to hang on to them. They don't lose their big-time players, if you've noticed. So Noah Clark, Jazavian Currents, Julian Walker, that's the base of the base now of your defense moving forward. Whew. A lot of teams like to have those kids. All right. What is more likely? South Carolina produces a 1,000-yard rusher, or they got 2 or 3 guys over 500 yards?
2 or 3 guys over 500 yards.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
But look, 1,000 yards rushing at South Carolina is hard.
I'm going to let Matt Fuller know you don't believe in him.
I think it's more of a function of 16 than it is the rest of them, right? Because some of those rushing yards are going to be eat up by, Lenora Sellers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, and Briles does not strike me, and I could be wrong about this. We're all going to learn what Briles looks like as an OC under Beamer with this talent. We'll all learn a little bit because you can't just go on his old film because now he's in a new world, a new situation.
Yeah.
But he doesn't strike me as somebody that is just going to feed a running back and believe in one guy to the point that I don't care if he's tired. Give him the ball again. I don't want to use the backups. He's my guy. I'm riding him. I feel like he's more of a guy that this is the scheme. This is what we do. We're in between the 40s. It's so-and-so's turn to, come in and give a spell, or we're going to use Fuller here in these situations. I just get the sense that he's that kind of guy, that it's all about the schematics, all about everybody holding their role and not running a guy's legs off. He just strikes me as that personality as an OC as opposed to some other guys. Like Spurrier, for people, for all the reputation that he built in the 90s, he had Fred Taylor, and he ran Fred Taylor into the ground. And then he got Marcus Lattimore. He ran Marcus Lattimore into the ground. He didn't want to take that guy off the field. I don't think Briles is like that, but we'll all be learning that together.
Yeah, I think it's, I wrote about this the other day. Got a wonderful, was able to have a conversation with a wonderful source about this group in general. And it's so intriguing. I'll read the quote. I put it in the article. I don't know when this came out. When did this come out? Yesterday? Maybe the day before. I can't remember. Yesterday. And this is what he told me. He said, I'm reading the quote. He said, he's got the tools, talking about Matt Fuller. He has a really good feel for the game, and he is explosive. He cuts well, sees the field, and he doesn't go to the ground. You have to work to get him to the ground. And the other thing that he pointed out was, remember the 72-yard run at LSU last year? The conversation, if you all remember, that came out of that was, why didn't he get the football more after? And that should have been the conversation, because we were all left scratching our heads going, generally when somebody busts one, you feel like you got a chance to do it again. Call a play that's going to give him a chance to keep this thing rolling here. But what my guy was talking to me about, he said, what got lost in all that was the fact that once he got through the hole and got down the sideline, his vision's pretty good. He ran away from everybody, turned on the jets. And he said, he was telling me, he said, from a quickness standpoint, that got lost. And it's still lost. Like, he's not just like a bruiser. He can get it up and go. And so what does that mean? Well, I think I don't think we really know. I tend to kind of agree with y'all in the fact that it will be a little bit more spread out. I think rotations, I wrote about this too, is going to be pretty important. Stan Drayton compared to the last two coaches, like, I've never coached running backs in my life, so I'm not an expert on this, but I do know that there was internal frustration with what are we doing here? feed the hot hand. He's hot. Feed him. Some guys, they thrive on that. Some guys are exhausted. You got to get them out of there. I don't think that's an issue with Stan Drayton, from what I understand. I think Stan Drayton's kind of got this down to where he wants it. So how do him and Kendall work through this? Because it's a quick-moving offense. They're trying to snap the football every 8 seconds. Once the new clock starts, within 8 seconds, the ball needs to be snapped. That's the goal of South Carolina football in 2026. So how do they handle that? I don't know. But I wouldn't be shocked either way, if that makes sense. And that brings us to this next point. You ready? Buy or sell. Lenora Sellers over 3,500 total yards. It's 11:48. Hold on. We'll hit our final timeout, and we can come back. I'll give you a minute to chew on it. Lenora Sellers over 3,500 total yards. Would you buy that, or would you sell that? We'll be right back.
Subscribe to thebigspur.com. Proud partners of On3.
Gamecock Traditions is your Nike superstore and your home for anything and everything with a South Carolina logo. Visit us in the Midlands and order online at GamecockTraditions.com. Go Gamecocks!
It's time to bring the gym to you. Do it your way on your time in your home. We all have busy lives, kids, work, and anything else that can interrupt our daily routine. Maybe it's free weights or a treadmill. Maybe it's a rower or a home gym. Visit Charleston Fitness Equipment and start taking care of you. Do it your way. CharlestonFitnessEquipment.com. Go Gamecocks.
Visit fourquarterfriday.com and join the Varsity Club for just $1 today.
Whether it's fireside or poolside, if it's time to watch the Gamecocks, Palm Casual will make your outdoor space the best it can be. Visit palmcasual.com and come see us at one of our South Carolina locations. Go Gamecocks!
Today and every day, we celebrate our great state of South Carolina. This week, our hometown highlight takes us to the PD in Lake City, home of the great Darla Moore and our friends in Johnsonville. We love the PD.
Hey guys, this is Mason West with the West Law Firm. We want to say hey to all our friends and family out in Lake City and the Johnsonville areas. This is a great football part of the state. We can help y'all out in any way. Give us a call, 843-897-7525.
South Carolina football. Young men come to Columbia as football players. Some become heroes, and few become legends.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. Gonna get there a chance. Gonna be it's about to be legendary. Yeah, we're gonna be legends. We're gonna teach them all a lesson. Got this feeling in our souls we carry. It's about to be legendary.
In Columbia, South Carolina, legends never die.
There he is. Great Steve Cannon. Final segment of the morning show. Welcome back. There's Smitty and there is Mad Dog. The question was buy or sell. Lenore Sellers over 3,500 total yards. Go ahead, Mad Dog.
I'm going to buy it. I think that he has everything you need to do that. And I think that the pace of play in this offense is going to lend itself to be able to have some easy yardage, quickly. If he can get right with that intermediate passing game, because we all know what he can do with his legs, and we all know that he can, throw a great ball deep to, a giant receiver who has Olympic track athlete speed. But I feel like the over here is appropriate, and I'm not saying he's going to put up 5,000 yards or anything like that, but I think 35 is well within the range of outcomes here, and probably more probable than not.
It's about 209 if you're divided by 12 games. Smitty, that's about 291 total yards per game.
Yeah, and that's the math I was doing. So I looked back because we got that minute at break. I went back. So the analog for this is a couple of things. KJ Jefferson under Bryles. And to me, I also wanted to compare that to Sellers' freshman year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, well, his first year as a starter. Redshirt freshman 2 seasons ago. And both of those came out to about 3,200 yards. So he'd have to be 300 yards better than Jefferson was under Bryles and than Sellers was 2 seasons ago, than he himself was 2 seasons ago. And I'm going to go over. And Phil hit on it. The pace of play is a major factor here. And I also think big plays. I look at Sellers. Last year, his rushing yards were really down. I think they may be down again, not from last year, but down from 2 years ago. I don't know that he's going to be a 700-yard rusher this year. But I think the threat of Sellers being a 700-yard rusher is going to open things up in the passing game that he will not have seen either his first year as a starter and didn't see at all last year because the concepts weren't there. Schematically, it wasn't there. And Phil hit on this too, the mid-range game. I think Sellers is going to find playing quarterback more enjoyable and easier this year. And I think there's a chance that he has a couple of games and they let him cut loose as opposed to hiding him in a game that they are rolling. I think they might let him, if things are going well, make his Heisman case.
Yeah.
Because that's something you wouldn't have done 2 years ago. It's something you had no chance to do last year. But I think if that presents itself this year, I think they might let him spread his wings in a way that KJ Jefferson never got to, Spencer Rattler wouldn't have gotten to, and Sellers wouldn't have gotten to earlier in his career. And I think this is the year you do that with Bryles and Sellers, and that opportunity, if it presents itself, that's what gets you to 3,500.
I put the question on the board this morning too, and somebody responded and said, no, I'm going to sell that because I need to see the offensive line first. And I think that that's a very fair statement, to be honest with you, because this has been such a black eye for South Carolina football, the guys up front, that while you want yourself to be able to get excited about all the fun things we've been able to talk about, I mean, we have boatloads of intel, and we continue to share that. But I need to believe it before I see it crowd has every right to feel that way. And I'm not even going to say that I'm not in that camp. I mean, we have gone through this before. It certainly feels different. And the reason that it feels different is because I think that they are finally running an offensive scheme that from day one is being built around the strengths of the players that are in it, not taking the players and putting them into an offensive scheme. And I think that Carolina has made a huge mistake in doing that. I mean, you go back to, we kind of hit on this the other day, you go back to what happened, the changes that were made way too late, but they were made under Coach Satterfield. And then, the evolving changes, and they got them there. It took some time, but Dowell was able to make some adjustments to where Lenore Sellers was able to be Lenore Sellers. What we have found with Lenore Sellers, if this wasn't known from day one, his best football is played when there is some sort of a flow, because he can be in the flow or he can create the flow. Like, if all is not going well, you have the best player on the field. You've got the best athlete on the field. I would challenge anybody that says that I'm wrong in that. because I think that Lenore Sellers, when you watch him from an athletic ability standpoint, like if you didn't know who he was and you just watched him as an athlete, just run out on the football field, and he was just toying around one day, Smitty, we're out there in Williams-Brice or name any ballpark in America. You just got a bunch of dudes, and he's running around catching the football and running the football and throwing the football. You'd be like, that's the best player on the field. If you didn't know he was a quarterback, if you didn't know his name, nothing. Just watching his pure, raw athletic ability, you would say that is the best player on the field. So when things aren't going well, at least the way that I've always understood this, you make sure that the ball gets in the hands of the best player on the field. And if you get beat after doing that, then you get beat. You can live with that. I can live with that. In baseball, if you throw your best arm and they beat you, they beat you. It's okay. They beat you. But when you don't, how do you live with that? I can't live with that, right? So if you are in the flow, and Kendall Briles' offense is all about flow, or else they wouldn't be trying to snap the football every 8 seconds. Like they're trying to get clicking. This is our click. This is how we do it. If he is clicking with it, it's going to be really hard to stop. It really is, as long as those guys around him are doing their jobs. And obviously that's they still got to work. They have work to do. They got camp coming up. And then if it's not working, and Kendall Briles' offenses have been stopped just like every other OC in the history of the sport. Steve Spurrier's offenses got stopped. It will happen. Lane Kiffin's offense has been stopped. Like it will happen. Then you go, all right, well, look, they've got our number tonight. So how many times is Lenore Sellers going to take the football? Like how many ways can we get creative with him in making sure that they don't know what is coming next, or they can't defend it? Even if they do know it, can they defend it? And I just, because of that, I'm going to buy it. And somebody told, JC mentioned it the other day. I'd heard something equally as similar back in April or May, somewhere in there. And I haven't spoken to Kendall personally, but he did speak to somebody that I do speak to personally quite often. And he was like, yeah, I was able to do all that without this guy. That's how highly Kendall Briles thinks of Lenore Sellers, And so if the OC is looking at the quarterback going, you're my guy, period, the end, like this is your show. If you don't like it, you let me know. We'll get rid of it. We're going to do whatever it takes to make you successful. I'm gonna lean into it. I'll buy it, and I'll take the over on the 3,500. And boy, if he's over 3,500, this offense could be. It would just be almost unfathomable that you take an offense as bad as they were last year and flip it on its head like that. That would be pretty remarkable.
Josh Hoover was 24 yards short of that mark last
year, but the year before he wasn't, though. He threw for almost 4,000 yards in 2024. Remember, so I mean, it's. The total,
arguably in a down year.
We're leaning into we're all leaning into one another on this, because again, that even goes to show you once more that this offense is built around the quarterback. Period.
Yeah, because he did that with only 4 rushing yards in 2025.
Yeah.
The rest of it through the air, right? So it is tailored to your skill set.
But then KJ was 3,300 total yards or so both years, and he was a 600-plus yard rusher, and he doesn't run nearly as well as Lenoris, and he doesn't throw it as well as Lenoris. You go back to De'Aaron King back in 2018, over 3,600 total yards for De'Aaron King at Houston. Right. But I think he threw for like 29-ish and 36 touchdowns and 2,900 yards. That's something. And then he ran for 700+ yards. So it is designed specifically around the quarterback, which is awesome to me. If you have a quarterback that you can design it around like that, clearly, obviously, that's the ticket.
Yeah. And it's a lot of yards. Numbers are a funny thing. Hoover was not throwing against SEC defenses, we should point out. No. And numbers are a funny thing. It may have been something about 1,000-yard receiver. I saw AJ Green mentioned in the chat earlier that he didn't have a 1,000-yard receiving season at Georgia. And it's the antithesis of what we're talking about here. That's because Georgia's offenses were not built as wide receiver offenses. They're tailback offenses. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And what Kendall Briles does is it's probably printed on page 1. This is QB friendly. This is QB friendly because he understands what he does and where he needs. So as you said, if things aren't going well, with Lenore Sellers, that's a problem for Kendall Briles that he has to get fixed. Like he can't win. Kendall Briles is not going to be a success unless Lenore Sellers is a tremendous success. And one thing we didn't mention, Nick Harbor has to develop into what we believe he can, because you don't do this without that threat. He can't just be a one-note guy and have Sellers do this. He's going to have to develop into what we all know that he can be, and then also be trustworthy in that role, because you need everything clicking for a quarterback to go over 3,500 total yards in against SEC competition. That's what you have to have happen. Everybody's got to play their role, and I think that's going to be pivotal in this.
Well, I mean, I think the Connor Shaw effect is in play to the highest extent here too. You know, Connor, if you go those offenses, remember Sean Elliott and G.A. Mangus, those two guys combined, kind of went to Coach Spurrier and were like, we need to make some adjustments here, and here's why. Like, this kid, number 14, needs to be able to say, I know he's open, but I can get another 5 yards myself. And Connor, I mean, if you go back and look at those years when he was running the show for South Carolina football, he made very few decisions that were or could be scrutinized. And a lot of them, that wasn't really the play, but it was a part of the play. And that's where Kendall Briles, that's where this offense is significantly different from anything that we've seen. Mm-hmm. It is heavy RPO, and there are three main options, and always and they're not 1, 2, and 3. It's 1A, 1B, and 1C. But Lenore Sellers is the best athlete on the field. So if he is 1C in that play, it's as good as 1A. You see what, you know, it's so built towards, remember what Kendall said when he got hired?
Well, yeah, you're saying the worst option on a play is a great option for South Carolina.
It's a great option. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think is just is so sexy about this. To your point too, man, like, yes, and I'm with you on this 100%. Like, when Kendall was at Arkansas, he was calling plays against SEC defenses. One can argue whether defenses are better now a few years later than when he was there. I don't know the answer to that. I would say it's probably all one and the same in some way, shape, or form. I mean, SEC defenses have been pretty elite for a long time. But KJ Jefferson didn't have any issues moving the rock when he was down there. We put out so many stats from that era. You know, how many times we went over 400 yards, how many times we went over 500 yards, how many times we went over 600 yards, because you just didn't know what – you always had to account for the quarterback. There's always an extra set of eyes there. And when you look at South Carolina's schedule, I mean, look, there's no doubt about it. The two defenses I circle are in the back half of the year at Oklahoma and Georgia at home. Those are the first two that come to mind is, man, they might have an answer. You know, Brent Venables, Glenn Schumann, Kirby Smart, these are the best minds in the game. At Alabama, obviously. And then we'll see about the rest of them. A&M's defense is really, really good, but boy, they give up a lot of big plays. That's their calling card. You know, they're going to be aggressive, but they're going to give up a heave-ho too, right? I don't know who Clemson's going to be at the end of the year. I don't know. I just think there's so many opportunities here for him to have a big day. But then there's some opportunities for other teams to kind of silence that. And if we're being honest, silencing that might still be better than the silence that was 2025, but we'll have to see. So I'm over. The hell with it. 4,500 yards.
Bye.
Yeah, that's right.
4,500 yards. Do I have a 46? 46. Anybody? 46, 46, 47? Nah, I don't know. But I'll go over. I'm a believer in Lenore Sellers. Put me on the Sellers train.
That's right.
Any final thoughts, Mad Dog? Any last words of wisdom?
No.
Oh, short and sweet. Okay.
He's not the best color guy in the business for nothing.
That's right.
that broadcasting school is really paying off for you.
We have got news that is coming across my phone, and I would tell you, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to misconstrue what I'm reading quickly. So instead, if you would go to our website, fourquarterfriday.com, just keep checking it. We have got high school news coming out from the South Carolina High School League that we're going to post to the website.
Yeah, I think in the words of Steve Spurrier, Robbie Williams. I think Robbie's working on that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie. Yes, I did see that, and looks like Rob's spoken to a few coaches about it already too. So it's good to know. Things are changing.
Hampton get tagged in the show notes here that are going to release. So I got a little worried. I had to read it. But I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. What is going on up here that is so noteworthy?
Yeah. Well, it's always something. All right. Well, I'm going to ease on out here, snag me an avocado, and I got to run to an appointment, and then I'll be back. Hard at work for you, Smitty.
Yeah, we're on it at fourquarterfriday.com. And I enjoyed this. Again, I'm sorry I was late. I read in the chat that with JC out, somebody has to be late. I didn't know JC was always late.
Well, yeah, he's for whatever reason, this makeup artist cannot get her work done before 11 o'clock. I don't know why that is. So he just kind of stumbles in, and then he, kind of blabbers on about God only knows what, and then
leaves when he wants to.
And then we kind of get back to it. Yeah, it's kind of how it works. So, all right, but it will be a full boat tomorrow. Next week, we start inching towards normalcy around here again with I think David Cloninger back in the rotation next week too, in addition to Wes and Chris. Raphael comes back next week. Raphael we need to wrap our arms around him. He's had multiple back surgeries. He's had a lot of health things going on with his family, but I'm certainly excited to get him back in and look at a lot of these over-unders and stuff. And then we got Perry Orth, we got DeMarco coming, Flint, Strickland, the whole crew is coming back. And who do we have? Oh, we also have Phil Steele next Friday.
Phil Steele next Friday, and JC and I are going to have Chris Marler on Thursday next week.
Okay,
Marler. Yep. And then we've got feelers out for other folks. So we're going to load up the docket here as we get into football season.
We got head coaches coming in August too. I know Ashley's going to do a softball check-in. We've got Coach Schnall coming up in a couple of weeks. Beamer in the next couple of weeks. So there you go. All right. For Smitty and Mad Dog, Four Quarter Friday tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. And head to the website, fourquarterfriday.com for $1. $1. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 here on The Morning Show.
Dry Space Crawl Space Solutions are your local home protection experts. Crawl space encapsulation, sump pump and drain installs, humidity control, duct cleaning, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and French drains. We do it all. Visit dryspacecs.com. dryspacecs.com. Go Gamecocks.
Is this your golf game? It doesn't have to be. Visit McKellarEnterprises.org and improve your game today.
Test ride at Electric Bikes of Charleston today. Road trip ready. Ride comfortably. Forget road fatigue. The Velotric Fold 1 Plus features our exclusive Comfort Max frame design for an effortless, upright riding posture and a low step through. With an adjustable seat and stem, you'll be feeling great and ready for the next campsite adventure. Your back will thank you. Visit Electric Bikes of Charleston. ElectricBikesCharleston.com.
Troy Branham of Golden Gate Mortgage can help you save big today anywhere in South Carolina. Over 27 years experience. Visit ggmortgage.com. Troy Branham of Golden Gate Mortgage says go Gamecocks.
New year, better floors. Now is the time. Refinish your hardwood floors with Recoat Revolution. Beautiful like new floors in just one day. No dust, affordable, and 5 stars. Give us a call in South Carolina, 803-397-1365, or visit us at recoatrevolution.com. Go Gamecocks!